You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about a couple things related to Caitlin Clark, and one of them's got Angel Reese involved as well. But the ratings for that big, yet the third matchup, the third rematch between the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever drew a rating. How big was the rating? Well, it broke yet another record. And we also have found out that Caitlin Clark on that Friday, that 2 days earlier against the Atlanta Dream, which set a franchise record for attendance for that game, well, it also broke another network record, that time on ION. Well, ESPN has got a new record too now. And we're also going to look at a video that shows the WNBA progressing on attendance, and then it ends with a Caitlin Clark New York Liberty game. In case you guys don't remember, that game, I believe you had nearly 20,000 fans show up to that New York Liberty game. The one with the biggest gate of all time, made $2 million because everybody paid up for tickets. I wonder what the gate's going to end up being. We haven't heard for that Chicago game, but it was in a much smaller arena. So I don't think even with people paying up for that Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark game that the gate is going to be as high as that New York Liberty game, which was over $2 million. So let's start with the viewership, because Clark's got another record, well, multiple records, and this seems to keep happening. For the second straight week, a nationally televised matchup of Caitlin Clark's Fever and Angel Reese's Sky delivered the top WNBA audience in 23 years. Sunday's Fever Sky WNBA regular season game, the third meeting of the season between Indiana's Caitlin Clark and Chicago's Angel Reese, averaged 2.30 million viewers on ESPN, surpassing the team's meeting on CBS the prior week at 2.25 million, as the most watched WNBA game since Memorial Day 2001. You got to wonder, considering all the hype of that game just 1 week apart, you got to wonder if that's about the ceiling. 2.30 million for right now, because you would think with all the drama that happened over a week, they only gained 0.05 million viewers. Now, it was still a record, the highest one in 23 years and the highest ever on ESPN, but you wonder if that's about as big as the audience is going to get. That's still a mass. I mean, we're talking about a WNBA game here, not an NBA game, WNBA game. So that's a big number. Plus, we haven't found out what the peak is, right? We don't know how many people at its peak tuned into the game. The prior matchup, it was 3 million had tuned in for, I think, 15 minutes of the game or something like that. Plus, this game was on ESPN. The prior game was on over-the-air free antenna CBS. Believe it or not, there's still many more millions of homes CBS is available in than ESPN, because you can get CBS for free over antenna. The 3 most watched WNBA games since 2001 have come in just the first 6 weeks this season. 2 have been matchups of Clark and Reese, and the third being Clark's debut against the Connecticut Sun on opening night. After the WNBA went nearly 16 years without a single 7-figure audience, there have already been 9 games this season to surpass the million-viewer mark. Well, here's where I think things get even more impressive. 8 of the 9 games involve Clark in the Fever, Angel Reese, including Friday's Fever Dream game on ION, which averaged 1.18 million viewers, the largest WNBA audience ever on the Scripps' own netlet. By the way, she had just set a record on that network earlier in the month at 1.02 million. So she has broken 2 previous records in just a couple of weeks. That and it seems like, and for example, it went from 742,000 to 1.02 million to 1.18 million in a matter of 3 weeks. So that's pretty impressive. Indiana's games against Atlanta and Chicago were their 11th and 12th this season to set a viewership record on their respective networks. Wow. That is absolutely bonkers when you think about it. That truly is. Now, let's look at this footage that popped in here. And judging by the amount of followers this person's got, it says Le'Veon Bell. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the Le'Veon Bell, the former running back for the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers, a guy that at one time looked like he was headed to the Hall of Fame till he decided to set out a season. Boy, that backfired because his career was never the same. But this is a time-lapse video from 2021, and you will see the growth in the WNBA. The Caitlin Clark effect is insane. And I'm going to turn this down because it's got a song in it, and I don't want to get copyrighted. But there's 2002. You can see there's some more fans there, but there's plenty of empty seats. 2003, still plenty of empty seats. And then look at 2024. I mean, that is bananas. And that's a New York Liberty game, but obviously you can tell that the fans there have lost their minds. That place is going nuts. And I would assume that's the game against Caitlin Clark for him to make this comment. But that is some pretty remarkable growth, I mean, that you can see, no doubt about it. When you go, and somebody brought up, I was looking at comments on this video, and somebody brought up, well, that's the New York Liberty, blah, blah, blah. Well, it doesn't matter. She sold out that arena twice. She has sold out basically every road arena that she's played in this year. She goes into town in the arena. Washington, record. 20,000 something. New York Liberty, record. Connecticut Sun, record. I mean, it's been one record after another after another. I'm really interested to see what it's going to be like when she plays the Phoenix. That's coming up this weekend. Phoenix Mercury. Diana Taurasi. Now, we remember all that drama. And Brittany Griner against Caitlin Clark. Man, that is going to be very interesting. And I kind of think that is going to do a pretty big television number. Actually, especially after those comments. Actually, Caitlin Clark has caught shade from Griner and Taurasi, but especially Taurasi. So that's a rivalry right there that everybody's going to be watching. Tell me, even if one of them is a dinosaur, tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.